What do you do when you are completely overwhelmed as a mom, as a homemaker? Your house is a disaster. You can barely find time to take a shower or get a hot meal on the table. These times of overwhelm can make us feel like we're doing everything wrong. Today, I'm going to talk about the only 3 chores you need to be concerned about. Hi, welcome to the Peaceful Home. I'm Teresa. I'm a mom of 6 adult children. I homeschooled. They were home with me all the time. There were days of me feeling totally overwhelmed. I can remember times of trying to just bolster myself up and say, okay, I'm going to get this house clean. And I would walk into one room and just burst into tears. I'd finally get myself together and think, okay, actually, now I'm going to start on this. I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to feel so much better. Walk into that room, start crying. It just felt like nothing worked. I didn't have motivation and I didn't have any energy towards doing the things that I thought would make me feel better. Overwhelm is a vicious cycle. We think if I could just get a little bit done, I would feel so much better about myself. But we have no energy to do that. And so because we have no energy, we don't do any of the things. And then we look around our house, we feel more overwhelmed. And we think, oh, if I could just find the motivation to do these few things. But we're too tired, we don't know where to start, and we just go around and around. Have you felt this way before? I would love to hear your story. I appreciate it when my viewers let me know what their struggles are. It helps me to make videos that are more intentional towards what you guys need. Now, I've been a parenting coach for as long as I've been a professional organizer, over 20 years. And I have all the skills that I need to train my children and to keep a tidy home. But I still struggled. If you missed my first video in this playlist, check it out below. It's on 6 tips just to help you survive. And this video is in the same vein. There are 3 things that I suggest you do, that you focus on and you push everything else to the side. So let's flip that around and first talk about what do you need to get off your plate. Pretty much everything. Anything that's causing you stress, anything that is contributing to you feeling overwhelmed, out of time, out of energy, those things need to go. If that feels overwhelming, just think of it as hitting the pause button. I'm just hitting the pause button to going to this group on Wednesday nights. I'm just hitting the pause button to baking for my Bible study every Thursday. I'm just hitting the pause button on hosting the Homeschool Moms group. I know there's a lot out there on how you can develop routines, get into good habits to keep your home neat and tidy, and I love to talk about that. But that is not the point of today's video. And honestly, that stuff can make us feel worse. It just gives us another hoop to jump through, and when we can't do it, we feel inferior. However, these 3 things are crucial. If you don't do these, you will drown. So if you need to get help, get help. Here are the 3. Number 1, dishes. Number 2, laundry. And number 3, paying bills. We're going to talk about each one individually, but first I'm going to tell you why I picked these 3. These are the things that if you do not do, the catch-up is horrible. So I want you to think about this. If you're going to dust every flat surface in your living room, top to bottom, go around every surface with your little duster and dust, how long will that take? Let's just say that it takes 4 minutes. Well, if you wait a month and you go to dust the same area, how long will it take you to cover all of that? 4 minutes. Most likely, it's going to take the same amount of time, maybe a tiny bit longer if you've really let things build up or maybe there's spills or something, but you're covering the same ground and it takes the same amount of time whether you do it every day, once a week, or once a month. These are the things that can be put off. Let's talk about dishes. If you don't do your dishes for an entire day, what will happen? You will have a sink full. If you don't do dishes for an entire week, you will be overwhelmed. It will not take you the same amount of time that it would have to do them the first day. It's going to take hours. There are several ways that you can tackle your dishes. First of all, if you are completely stressed out and you can afford paper plates, do it. I promise you the world will not fall apart because you use disposable dishes for one season in your life. Paper plates are biodegradable. Don't get plastic and don't get styrofoam. Get paper. Take care of dishes every single day. Now, there's numerous ways you can go about it. You can say, I'm going to clean up after every meal, or I'm going to clean up at the end of the day. Or if your best time is in the morning, you could even leave the dishes for the entire day. And the next morning, your primary goal is to get those dishes done first thing. Then you let the dishes build for the entire day, and the next morning you take care of all the dishes and you shine your sink, like Fly Lady says. Dishes are a nightmare to try to catch up on. They're probably the worst chore of all because of the buildup of food and yuck and slime. You will have to do those dishes eventually, all of them. So why not get them all done today? It will make a huge difference in how you're able to maintain some bit of calm during this stressful season. Now, number 2 is very similar, laundry. If you don't do your laundry for a day, that's fine. The next day you can do another load. If you do a load a day, you're great. But if you go a month without doing laundry, you are in big trouble. There was one point when all of my children were young. I think I had had my 6th baby, and the laundry had just piled up for weeks. My husband on a Saturday got all the laundry, loaded it into trash bags, put it in the car, took all the kids, and went to the laundromat. That may be the most romantic thing he has ever done for me. Now, that was a worst case scenario, and I was drowning. And it was so helpful. But I learned quickly that laundry is not something that can be put off. It won't take the same amount of time if you wait a week. It's going to build and build until you're even more overwhelmed. So for laundry, you need a schedule. You can try different things until you find what works. I know people that say a load a day. 1 load in, dry it, fold it, put it away. That's your goal every day. I do the dishes, I do 1 load of laundry. That will absolutely keep you on an even keel, and you will never get overwhelmed with those 2 chores. I know other people that say do it all in 1 day. So if you're going to go to once a week, that will work. Say Friday's your laundry day. All day, do your laundry. But laundry means it's put away. If it's not put away in drawers and closets, you're not done. Fresh laundry sitting in a basket on the couch does not count. Because we had such a large family, I opted for a compromise. I did not like the load a day thing because it just felt like I was never done with laundry. But with 8 people in the family, I couldn't get it all done in 1 day. I opted for a 2-day, and I started Sunday night. So before bed on Sunday, I would put my first load in. If I was able to switch and have a second load in, that's great, but the goal was at least 1, so that by Monday morning, my first laundry day, I already had 1 or 2 loads started. I would continue throughout the day, washing, drying, folding, and putting away, and then I also had Tuesday to finish everything up. Now, this was important because for my younger kids, Wednesday was the day that they put their laundry away. So their laundry went in baskets. And for the kids that could, it was their chore on Wednesdays to take their basket, put all the laundry away, and return the basket. When my kids turned about 8 to 9 years old, they were assigned a laundry day. And that was their chore for the day, to do their own laundry to completion. By the time everybody was over the age of 10, I was only doing household laundry and laundry for my husband and for me. Most likely, you're in a season of doing everyone's laundry. So keep at it until you find a system that works for you. And again, going back to the previous video, this is a great thing to find a friend and have some accountability. Hey, this is my new system for laundry. I'm going to try it for a week, or I'm going to try it for a month. And I'm going to text you every time I complete it. It can help so much to have someone walking alongside you. Now, for many years, I told moms, those are the only 2 chores you need to do. but I realized that you have to pay bills. Now, if you have everything on auto pay, you're good. But there still is probably some aspect of managing the money. Where is it going? Checking your account and making sure things get paid. Again, with this, if you let this go too long, you risk not paying bills and getting into some real trouble. Obviously, this isn't as intensive as the first two, but it is something you have to be mindful of. Now, I didn't mention cooking because we have to eat. So that's going to happen. You're going to be forced into that somehow, even if it's getting takeout. But dishes, laundry, and bill paying are the three things that you just have to keep up on. These things will envelop you and suck you into the ground if you don't keep up on them. Now, I purposefully tried to keep this list very short, the absolute musts, but maybe you feel something should be added to the list. Let me know your thoughts below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider that. It is completely free and simply a vote for the content that you want to see on YouTube. And hitting that like button and a thumbs up in the comments lets me know that I'm doing a good job. We all need to be told that from time to time. I can tell you that you are doing a good job. You are enough. You are enough for your family, and you can do this. And I know that because you wouldn't even be watching this video if you weren't the type of woman who truly wants to make her house a home. I promise you things will not always be as hard as they might be right now. Hang in there. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. I do pray for peace and rest and joy for you and your family.